James Cameron and Avatar 2: The Way of the Water. Grand success or impending failure? The world premiere of the long-awaited blockbuster, Avatar 2, will take place on December 16, 2022, 13 years after the release of the first part. And according to director and ideologist James Cameron II, Avatar is as revolutionary as its predecessor while maintaining a universal and understandable formula for everyone. In our video, we will analyze what to expect from the sequel and what is so unusual in this film, because of what some analysts call it doomed to success, and some doomed to failure. What will the sequel be about, and what events await us in the new part? The action of the second part of the Avatar will take place almost 15 years after the events of the first film. The main characters Jake and Neytiri happily live on Pandora and raise children. Jake Sully becomes the chief of the Omaticaya tribe, and Neytiri the high priestess. Despite the fact that the continuation of the story they have to protect their clan, their main concern will still be the welfare of their own family. It will be at the center of the plot of each subsequent sequel. But in general, according to Cameron's plan, all 4 films will be detached from each other. In Avatar 2, the heroes will once again face the RDA Corporation, expelled from Pandora in the finale of the first film. The return of the Earthlings to the planet is headed by Colonel Quaritch, who is already familiar to viewers. What expectations does James Cameron and his team have for the picture? In a recent interview with GQ, Cameron said that The Way of the Water was too damn expensive, calling the film the worst business case in movie history. To break even, he said, the film would have to do very well at the worldwide box office. It needs to become the 3rd or 4th highest grossing film in history. That's the break-even threshold, Cameron said in an interview. The current box office leader is the original, Avatar, which earned $2.9 billion worldwide all-time. It is followed by Avengers: The Final Destiny with $2.7 billion, Titanic with $2.2 billion, and Star Wars: The Force Awakens with $2.07 billion. Thus, Avatar: The Path of Water will have to raise at least $2 billion worldwide to bring the studio money. Previously, the director has commented that the fees of Avatar 2 and Avatar 3 will make it clear whether the 4th and 5th films will eventually be made or the story will close on a trilogy. So why release a 3rd film if Part 2 fails at the box office? The thing is that the sequels of Avatar were filmed in parallel. The creators of Pirates of the Caribbean did the same in their time. So the 3rd part we will see regardless of the fate of the 2nd. The reasons why analysts predict the film's success. The first reason is the figure of James Cameron. We should not forget that he is one of the most successful filmmakers in the world, having directed 2 of the highest grossing and most financially successful films in the history of cinema: Titanic, 11 Academy Awards, and Avatar, 3 Academy Awards. Cameron is the author of such blockbusters as Terminator, Aliens, True Lies, as well as the recipient of numerous Oscar, Emmy, Caesar, BAFTA awards. In addition to his cinematic merits, the director has made a notable contribution to the development of underwater photography and created a 3D digital camera. Optimistic analysts believe that James has a flair for great pictures, and the new Avatar will become another cult film that will go down in history of world cinema. The second reason is the new shooting technologies, which conquered the audience of the first Avatar in its time. The release of Avatar 2 is another reason for the director to take on new horizons. Part of the reason it took so long to produce the sequels was because James Cameron and Lightstorm Entertainment and 20th Century Studios were once again trying to bridge the gap between the scale of the idea and the technical possibilities available at the moment. For the filming of Avatar 2, the motion capture technology that impressed everyone in Avatar was refined so that it could be filmed underwater as well. Water and air interact differently with the camera, so a new filming technique and unique equipment was created specifically for Avatar 2 and underwater scenes. Cameron himself commented, "No one has ever done anything like that before. It's a very difficult process." Spectacle in Avatar 2 will be at a high level and even exceed all expectations because James Cameron has combined 3D with super high resolution and frame rate up to 120 frames per second. To combine all this is difficult in itself, but Cameron intends to go even further. He wants to achieve that. Avatar can be watched in 3D without special 3D glasses. The third reason is the strong cast. Like Zoe Saldana, who over the years has made colorful alien warriors her thing, all the stars of Avatar remain faithful to the project, and James Cameron, along with Zoe Saldana, Sam Worthington's Jake Sully also returned to Avatar 2. The surprise was Stephen Lang. He also reunited with his colleagues in Avatar, and again as the evil Colonel Miles Quaritch. In the final battle in Avatar, Quaritch got 2 huge arrows in his chest and seemingly should be dead. However, Cameron decided to bring back Quaritch. In his words, Lang was unforgettable in the first film, so we will still see him in later parts of the saga, no matter how his character is resurrected. The appearance of Sigourney Weaver also surprised. Although her character, Dr. Grace Augustine, died in the first Avatar, Weaver will still appear in the sequel. From an interview with Empire magazine, it became known that the 72-year-old Weaver will play the daughter of the main characters, teenager Kiri. Another surprise from James Cameron is the participation in Avatar 2 of Kate Winslet, the star of Titanic, another famous creation of the director. For Winslet, this is the first collaboration with Cameron since Titanic, that is more than 20 years. Kate Winslet will play an important character, of whom only the name, Ronald, is known so far. She will have many water scenes. Another intriguing name in the cast of the Avatar sequel is Vin Diesel himself, but his character James Cameron has decided not to reveal to the public. However, the importance of his role can be judged by the size of the fee. Insiders Portal Coinwar reported that the Fast and the Furious star received $10 million. In comparison, Kate Winslet was allegedly paid only $6 million, and Sigourney Weaver $3.5 million. The fourth reason is thought to be conquering new horizons in the marketing strategy to promote the film. The second, Avatar, was the first of Disney's releases since 2019 to be allowed to be released in China, greatly increasing the chances of success. The film launches in the Middle Kingdom on December 16th at the same time as the rest of the world. The first part collected more than $260 million there. What are the chances of the picture to fail to meet expectations? Despite the investment and efforts of the team, according to most skeptics, Cameron too high bar of revenue from the box office. Analysts Analytic predicted that Avatar, a cumulative box office in the US and Canada, will earn $649 million. For comparison, the first part of the received in these countries $785.2 million. Another $639.9 million, according to the same forecast, should bring sales on online platforms, firstly on the model of premium access, and then in the format of subscriptions and TV premieres. Excluding the global box office, Avatar 2 is promised almost $1.3 billion only in the so-called home market, an impressive amount, which is still far from the expected teen numbers. Do not forget that the sequel budget was larger. The shooting of the revolutionary first, Avatar, spent $237 million, and the first of 4 sequels allocated $250 million. As James Cameron admitted, the scale of the action compared to the original film was bigger. Also, many critics were confused by the repeated postponements of the film's release. The premiere of Avatar 2 has been postponed a total of about 7 times since 2014. Experts believe that this fact has affected viewer interest. Simply put, the picture is already tired of waiting. Is it worth watching Avatar 2: The Way of the Water? The answer to this question is to be found in the words of James Cameron himself. If you liked the first film, you will like the others. If you do not, then you should not watch any more. But if you haven't decided whether you liked Avatar or not, then you should watch Avatar 2 by all means. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you give it a thumbs up, we would be very grateful. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the bell so you don't miss new videos. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.